happy to be joined by our next guest, former BYU women's soccer standout, currently with the Washington Spirit, Ashley Hatch, joining us on the Deseret First Credit Union hotline. Ashley, it's good to see you. How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
We are doing very good. You're currently right now playing in the NWSL Challenge Cup in Harriman. How great has it been to be back in the familiar surroundings of Utah?
It's been awesome. It's been super fun. I think one of the best parts about it is like seeing the mountains again and seeing my teammates' reactions every time we go to practice, and they're just like staring at the mountains and they're like, "Are those real?" I'm like, "Yeah." It's pretty great.
You know, we hear about other sports playing in the bubble. The NBA's in the news all the time about their bubble down in Florida. What's life like, Ben, in the NWSL bubble?
It's not too bad. They're taking good care of us. We are in the embassy suites here, and we all got our own room, which is nice. So you don't have to be like, "Oh, with your roommate, are you taking a nap?" "Well, I'm taking a nap," whatever. You can do whatever you want, which is nice. But yeah, it's just the hotel and the soccer field for us, but it's a lot of fun. I mean, we're doing our best to keep ourselves entertained and busy. So lots of card games.
So and Blaine, alluded to this. We hear the bubble with the NBA, and we know how much they're taking it seriously in the testing and things like that. How much of that are you guys dealing with as well in terms of the testing all the time and can't leave, those kinds of things? Give everybody an idea of what it's like right now as an athlete.
Yeah, we have been very cautious and very careful. We've been tested. I can't even remember how many times because it's been quite a few. But after every game, we get tested. We have to wear masks everywhere. Even like a second we get outside of our hotel room, we're wearing our masks. In the car on the way to the training field, the only time we can take it off is when we're actually playing soccer or eating. So, I mean, they've got it all planned out. There's hand sanitizer pretty much everywhere you look. We're taking this very seriously, but I think it's what's keeping us safe, and we've done good so far to not have any positive tests among the players, so that's good.
That's absolutely great. I think a lot of people are curious how that environment affects the product on the field. Has the game on the pitch changed at all? When you take into account no fans, you're in that type of bubble environment. How has the actual soccer game changed, if it has?
I would say probably the first game was just a little different. Getting back into having an actual game day, but not having fans. This stadium is pretty quiet. You score a goal and there's no cheers, which is a little weird. But I think we're all getting kind of used to it, and I don't think it's affecting, on-field play. I think it's still just as competitive as it would be if we had fans or if we were in a normal season. So it's starting to feel normal since we've been here for quite a bit now, and it's just good soccer, and it's fun to be out there on the field again.
As you're out there pursuing your own career now, do you get a chance to follow BYU Soccer at all? How much do you get to tune in and to keep track of what they're doing?
I follow their Instagram. I text Jen every so often. She texted me and said she watched the first game and stuff. So I tune in as much as I can. Instagram's been a great resource for me. Also in the off season, I'm actually in Utah quite a bit. So I stop by and practice with them or come watch their practices whenever I can.
Well, and you have some former teammates that are in the NWSL as well. I've got to imagine that's pretty cool to be able. You have these college experiences together. Now you get to experience being a pro together as well.
Yeah, no, it's fun. We played Michelle actually our first game. So it was fun to see her, and I actually saw her the other day with her little girl Scarlett. They were getting food, and she walked by, and we had our masks on. We were just like, "Hey, good to see ya." So yeah, it's definitely fun to see some familiar faces.
When you look at what Coach Rockwood has done with that program, you were obviously, a part of a strong legacy that she has created at BYU. Can you put into words what she has meant for soccer here at BYU?
Man, that's a big task to be able to put that into words. But yeah, Jen is just she's just like an inspirational coach. I just remember lots of games going out before going out on the field or at halftime, she says a lot of great things that get us motivated and help us become not only better soccer players, but better people. And I think that's why she's had such great success, is she's able to get the most out of her players and get them to work together. And so it's really hard to put into words, but she's definitely done a lot, and I'm super grateful for her. So
being in the spotlight, we've seen a lot of social activism in recent weeks, especially certainly from athletes on display. You made the decision to donate money from your goal bonuses to the NAACP in a program called DC Score. Why was that so important for you to do?
That was really important for me to do because, I mean, we're all in different situations. We all have different platforms. And I felt like it was important for me to use my platform to donate whatever money I get from this tournament to two organizations that I feel like I could stand behind and support. And for those that don't know, DC Scores is a local organization that helps kids through school and through soccer have kind of a better life and a better childhood. And so those are two organizations that I thought would be really helpful for other people to know about. And if they wanted to help support their causes and their movements, to kind of like raise awareness for those two organizations.
You guys play the Spirit, meaning you guys play Sky Blue FC coming up on Saturday at 12:30 p.m. Eastern time. For those that want to watch that, you can check it out on CBS All Access. How do you feel the team's playing right now as you guys continue through this NWSL Challenge Cup?
I feel like we're doing really well. It's kind of crazy to have, like, we've only had 4 games and now we're in playoffs, knockout rounds. Usually you have like anywhere from like 18 to 20 games before you get to the playoffs. So I think we're moving in the right direction. We're figuring a lot of things out. Our relationships in the field are developing pretty quickly. So I'm excited to kind of just get to these knockout rounds, and I think that we'll rise to the occasion.
So you go win this thing. Then what's the first thing you're going to do when you get out of the bubble?
The first thing I'm going to do is go home to Orem and see my husband, because he's so close and I can't see him.
I saw the Instagram photo this morning talking about how you're missing your husband right now.
Yeah. It's kind of hard being this close and not being able to hang out.
When I asked that, I figured that was going to be the answer. Yeah, because we've been following that story. That's got to be hard. But yeah, that's a good first thing to do.
Yeah.
Well, Ashley, thank you so much for taking a few minutes. It's great to follow your career in the NWSL. I know anytime that you guys are in action, social media is talking about what you're doing and what the team is doing. It's fun to watch. We appreciate you taking a few minutes today. Thanks.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me.
You bet. There we go. That's former BYU Cougar, current Washington Spirit forward Ashley Hatch on the Deseret First Credit Union Hotline. Deseret First, you know why, we show how. Yeah.